Millions are dead!
Hey man.
Hello, how are you?
Doing fine, man.
Yeah,
Doing all right.
I apologize for having to re-record this because my shit burned down and it took a while to replace. It was a fucking mess, but everything's fine now, thankfully. Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm glad that you are all right, man, because that shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, I kind of panicked a little bit because I posted on my Twitter at first like, "Hi, good morning, my ship's burning down. How are you?" And literally half an hour after that happened, I started getting DMs from like a bunch of like news freaking reporters like, "Hi, do you have any more details about this?" I'm like, "Oh shit, they fucking noticed." So I took it down immediately because I didn't want to like fucking yeah.
You don't want the attention, right?
Kind
too
of,
much
yeah.
attention. Yeah, I understand. That shit, I saw that on Twitter. So I was like, nah, he's just memeing, right?
No.
Holy shit, the ship is on fucking fire. Man, that shit was crazy, man. I'm glad that you are alright, man.
Yeah.
I have no problem to do the recording again. For me, last time it was really fun.
Yeah, that whole fucking the fire itself lasted for like 4 days straight, yeah? And the entire time, the area within like 100 miles smelled like nothing but fucking burnt rubber and smoke. It was disgusting.
Man, 4 days. Holy shit. Man.
And they're talking the whole time they were covering on the news. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna fix the ship." The rest of us are like, "No fucking way! You can't save this shit anymore." It would actually be cheaper to just get rid of it. There's nothing you can fucking do to save it.
Yeah, because that kind of ship is really fucking expensive. There's no way that you fix that without spending a lot of fucking money, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Anyway, bunch of shit's happened since last time we were recording this shit. Like, Tennocon, what did you think about it? Because I was actually pretty surprised.
Yeah, I was really surprised with Tennocon. The leaks, right? We had a lot of leaks before Tennocon.
Yep.
I was really skeptical because I didn't know if they gonna do an infested world. Like, it got me by surprise because I was like, nah, they're not gonna do an infested world. They're not gonna do that again. But I was watching Tennocon and I think it was a pretty solid Tennocon. I think it was... to be honest, I'm a little hyped for the update. I really want to play the new world and see the new stuff. And to be honest, what sold me was the mecha stuff. In the end, the big robot. I really enjoy this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that looks so cool, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, is this going to be grindy like Railjack, or is this just going to be like another K-Drive thing, but with guns?
Man, I'm almost sure there's going to be a lot of fucking grind. It's always a lot of fucking grind.
Yeah.
But I think they learned with Cetus and Fortuna. So I think there's going to be a little less grind. Just a little. But yeah, it's always a lot of fucking grind. It's normal for Warframe right now.
Yeah, but honestly, as cool as that was, the only thing that they showed at Tennocon that I honestly care about is just the helmet system, about being fucking able to transfer powers and stuff. That's like the only thing I've been thinking about.
That shit is gonna be so fucking broken. I can see all the combo. I can see people doing some crazy shit with that, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so crazy. It got me by surprise because I never thought that they gonna do like a modular Warframe that you can change stuff like skills and shit like that. And it's really cool to see they try and do this kind of stuff. But it's gonna be fucking broke. Everyone knows that it's gonna be a ton of fucking bugs. And people gonna break the game on the first week. It's gonna be really fun to see what people gonna do with all these changes and shit like that. It's gonna be really funny.
The only reason why I honestly care about it is because I want to know what power Protea can give. That's all I care about. Because I know for a fact that they can't give anything too strong because then the entire system would break. Like, imagine if Trinity could give out Link. Fucking Put that on like an Inaros or a Chroma or a Nidus, and instantly the game would be like way fucking easier than it ever has been. But ignoring all of that, all I care about is what does Protea give? If it's Grenade Fan, Vauban is going to be overpowered. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. And the reason I say this is because of the way that Protea works. She mostly benefits if you build for duration on her. Yeah, so you don't really get that much high strength off of Protea, even with her passive. So if you give her first ability just because it has the shield regeneration thing on it, give that to another Warframe that can build for strength but doesn't really need it, like Vauban, and get, let's say, at least 280% power strength with Umbra mods and shit, and then slap on that shield regen, it's going to be fucking broken.
Like, just think about that. Imagine Harrow first skill, and Hildren.
Yeah.
Hildren gonna have infinite energy. You have like infinite shields with Hildren. So I don't have no idea what ability we gonna get from Octavia. Like,
it's probably gonna be the rollerball, honestly.
Oh man, there is so much. Like, what ability you gonna get from Limbo? Like, every skill from Limbo, you need to be practically inside of the rift. So what skills you gonna get from Limbo that other frames can use?
I think Pablo said something along the lines of some Warframes they had to mess around a little bit, like Limbo, just because how they work. But, and I'm just guessing here, but what I would say that the power that Limbo would give for Helmet system, instead of making it so he would give one of his powers, he would give the old Riftwalk ability. Like, you know, press 2 to Riftwalk?
Oh, okay. Now
that's my guess. That's my guess.
So, other frame that I really want to know is Grendel. What are you gonna get
Feast
from Grendel? That's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like there is so much stuff that's gonna be fun to try, and I think that's really good for Warframe because it's something really new and cool for the game. And we need something like that because, you know, the last update was a little tense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we need a Scarlet Spear too. That's what we need. A Scarlet Spear, second Scarlet Spear. We need a new one.
What do you mean by new one? Just like a repeat of the last one? Or
Yes,
why?
We need like just the same stuff again. They need to show that on the next Tennocon, okay?
Why?
Just joking, but
It was already terrible.
Scarlet Spear was a fucking mess.
Absolutely.
but yeah, I think that's really cool for Warframe. I'm a little hyped for this. I don't get hyped easily with this kind of stuff, but I think they are doing a nice work with this next update. I hope that the first week of the update is not a fucking mess. Because everyone knows that the first 3 days is gonna be a mess, right?
Yep.
And I'm almost sure that the grind is gonna be for the skills, right? I forgot the name of the being infested room, the thing that eats the
helmet,
the stuff. Yes. I think it's not gonna be open to everyone. I think you're gonna need to farm it to open him.
Yeah, they actually they did say in the last prime time that there's gonna be like a little patch coming in like the next week or so that it's going to update the Helminth room, so the new Helminth is there, you just can't interact with it.
Oh, just like Railjack.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, the Railjack was the same stuff. Like you have to wait like 1 week to play the update.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'm wrong with that, but I'm almost sure. Another thing that I think is really cool, I think it was Pablo or Stevie was a long time ago was saying that a lot of old players, veteran players, have a lot of resources and they don't know how to make the old players spend his resources. And I think with this new room, it's going to be something cool because people can give any resource they have and get the skills that they want, you know?
Yep.
I think it's a really cool way and a smart way to use the player resources. Because last time they tried to do something like that, they tried Hima. and him a fucking like I don't remember how much mutagens you need. Like 50,000, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it's scaled up with clan rank and stuff, and they still haven't fixed that.
Yeah, they tried to use that as a way to make the old players spend their resources, but backfire really bad. So I think this new way to spend stuff, smart way to make people get invested and farm and see what we're gonna get. And I hope that we get some cool skills from other frames. Some funny skills and shit like that. I hope.
I don't think so. As much as I want to, I don't think so, because that would probably break the game even more. Like, we already know that Volt is giving Shock, and Naros is giving Desiccation, Frost is giving Ice Wave. Like, just imagine if instead of all of that, fucking Frost gives Snow Globe, Volt gives Electric Shield,
oh man,
Mag would give Shield Polarize. Like, not first abilities. If they didn't get first abilities, it would be broken for sure. But that's basically the reason why they're giving mostly first abilities, because if they didn't, it would be broken.
You need Chroma to give her his Vex armor.
That would actually make people mad, I think.
That, to be honest, if DE let Chroma get his Vex armor to everyone, like everyone's gonna use it in every build. Imagine like Naros with Vex armor, Rhino with Vex armor. Like, it's gonna be so fucking broke. But it's gonna be... everyone knows that Chroma gonna give his first skill.
Yep.
The fire thing. I think it's gonna be... everyone knows that's gonna be that. But yeah, I agree with you. It's a shame because you I always think, man, at least give something cool to us. But yeah, if they give what we want, we're gonna break the fucking game for sure.
There are some abilities that they're also giving that are honestly just flat out useless in my opinion. Like, I'm guessing that for Loki, I'm guessing they're gonna give Decoy, because invisibility is too good. They can't give Disarm because it's his signature, and Switch Teleport is I mean, in my opinion, it's not as good as Ash's Teleport, so letting him give out Switch Teleport would honestly just make it more of a troll ability than anything, so they kind of have to give out Decoy, if you ask me. And Decoy's not really good because it doesn't scale, and especially like beyond level 80, throw it on a Decoy, it dies in like 5 seconds.
It's just like Gara, Miho, the skill that she puts, that just like a decoy. I forgot
Spectre Rage.
Yeah, I think so. And it doesn't work really well because it don't scale. And Loki, well, it's a shame that they not gonna give the invisibility. Because I really want to have a Banshee with invisibility, because yeah, it's gonna be really fun to use lock invisibility, and it's a shame that we're gonna get like Decoy, because yeah, it really sucks a little, but what we can do, right? You have to play by the rules.
Technically, you don't really need invisibility build. Armor, well, for the most part, or at least depending on where you're playing, armor works fine. Like, one build that I've been playing around with on Vauban for like the last month or so was with Arcane Ultimatum, which, in case you don't know, it basically, whenever you do a melee finisher attack on an enemy, you gain like 1200 armor for 45 seconds, and you can keep refreshing that easily if you take something like the Vazarin Focus Tree, which every single time you void dash by an enemy, it opens them for finishers for like 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, people really enjoy. I saw a lot of people playing this way with squishy frames, right? And I think it's a really cool way to play. But you know, when you spend too much time like in a survival mission, and every enemy is gonna one hit you. And for me, invisibility is something really cool to have in frames like Banshee, because like it doesn't matter how much armor you have on her, she always fucking dies, you know?
Yeah, at that point, you just have to abuse shield gating.
Yeah, yes, a lot of people abuse the shield gate stuff, and I really enjoying the invisibility, and because Loki is fucking broken because of that. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun to see in the end what DE gonna do with this new mode, and I really enjoying the new lore and stuff. I like the new characters, and I think it's gonna be a really fun update. I hope DE don't fuck this up.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, It's gonna be a shame if they fuck this up.
Yeah, especially after the last thing we got was actually no, before I was about to say like the last thing we got was Scarlet Spear. I forgot about fucking Deadlock Protocol. Now, speaking of Deadlock Protocol, it was actually pretty good. I liked it. I liked Deadlock.
Oh yeah, Deadlock Protocol was a really fun quest. I really enjoying. Was not boring and it was really fun. And Protea is alright Warframe. It's not my type of Warframe, but it's a really cool frame. And Deadlock Protocol was way better than like the Leech update or the Railjack update. And I hope they do more stuff like that. Was really I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, and kind of going back to what we were talking about shields, is it just me, or do they need to like buff or maybe rework Harrow? Because every single time that I play like a hijack mission for like let's say a sortie or steel path or some shit, I take Hildren because she doesn't have energy, she's just all shields, and if you slap on something like adaptation on her or arcane barrier, she's fucking busted because she never runs out of shields. Where instead, if I play Harrow, even though his passive literally gives him double over shields, I fucking don't feel tanky, if that makes any sense.
I understand what you say. Harrow is a really strange Warframe. Like, he's really powerful, but you need the right build for him, and you need the right team composition for him. And he works in some kind of missions, and other missions he doesn't work. And I did a lot of videos about Harrow, and people give a lot of shit because no, you need to aim and you need to kill stuff before anyone, and he's really powerful if you know how to use him. And a lot of people don't want to think, right? They just want to join the mission, kill stuff, and go home. They did like I think it was better than Pending that told this joke that normal Warframe player can think like, and some people don't want to do that because you need a lot of different mods, and people does just like you were saying, you just get a Hildren, arcane barrier, and you don't die. Or in arrows, because in arrows you just put a lot of HP and use arcane grace, and you don't die. So people just like to play this way. And Harrow, you need like good mods, and you need to know what you're doing with the frame. So maybe if they gonna like rework Harrow, I think they need to make him a little more easy to play with, like a Siren in your team. Because Siren kill everything before you can generate energy. And this makes the life of a Harrow player really difficult. But yeah, maybe if they're gonna rework him, I think that's the best way.
Yeah, even though I personally still think that they should like at least buff him somewhat, I don't think they're gonna touch him for at least like 2 years or so, because I remember one of the few times that I spoke with Rebecca a year or so ago, she said that they were planning on looking over Boban and Ember again, but not until after Kuvalich's and Railjack were in a better spot. And now I'm like, that probably got put like on like the backlog too, because now we have Heart of Deimos coming and a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, ugh.
Man, I think they're gonna just touch him when his prime is going, like you say, like the 2 years. And you talk about he works. And to be honest, this is my opinion, I really don't like Ember's he work. I think she spends a lot of fucking energy. And I'm not a really fan of what they did with Ember's. She's not bad. I just don't like her new play style. And I think that'd be cool if they can look and rework some of these Warframes. But I think they're not gonna do that. It's gonna take, like we were saying, like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
For them to do something like that. And I think a lot of people came to me and say, hey man, what frames you think needs a rework? A lot of people came to me and say, hey man, I think Grendel needs a rework. And
already? What?
Yeah, to be honest, I was talking with some people from my Discord, and people was talking about Grendel. And for me, Grendel is one of the brokest frame in the game. You have his first skill, and if you have the right build for him, he's so fucking broken. He doesn't die, just doesn't die. He's just like Naros 2.0, and he's so powerful. And sometimes I think people just need to like farm the frame and test the frame and see if they like the frame and play the game to see if the frame is really that bad, because some frames that people say that they are bad, it's not that bad. Like people, the Meg meme, right? The Meg is bad, all that. Meg is not bad. Meg is a really powerful frame if you know how to use her.
Nobody knows for sure. No, like seriously,
Yeah.
it's a fucking joke at this point. Like they've reworked Mag so many times over like the last 6 or 7 years that no one actually knows if Mag is good or not anymore.
To be honest, I can agree with that. There are a lot of frames that people say no one knows if it is really good. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree with that point. Yeah. So I think sometimes people need to play the game and see. Only because you don't like something, don't make that bad. Like if you don't like some Warframe, or that Warframe is not bad. You just don't like the frame. A lot of people think just because you don't like the frame, the frame is bad. So no, take your time, play with the Warframe and see if the frame is really that bad or not. That's what I think about all this rework that people want to do in frames. And to be honest, if someone asks to me what frame I want to rework, Hydroid, I want to make him more interesting. I think Hydroid is not. I don't like Hydroid, to be honest. I'm not really fan about Hydroid. But yeah, if someone asks me what Warframe they want to rework, I think Hydroid is my choice.
I can't really agree or disagree with the Ember rework being bad because honestly, ever since the Ember rework came out, I haven't played her at all. Like, not even once. I actually don't even know if she's still in my inventory. I might have sold her.
I play with her, but I play like sometimes. I think she spends too much energy. I have a build for her with a lot of stuff to make her have energy, and I always out of energy, always. I have Arcane Energize. I have an argument that make her spawn more energy orbs. And even with that, she always without energy. So I was like, man, come on, give the Ember a little more energy, please. Don't make her spend so much energy, because she's a nuke frame like Siren, but she spends a lot more energy than Siren and do less damage than Siren. So yeah, it was really strange.
The only Warframes I would say that maybe not a rework, but just that they deserve some attention. Well, besides revisiting Ember and Vauban for changes and shit, I would say Chroma, just because his 1 is terrible, his 2 is depending on what element you have. His 3 is the only reason people use him, just because Vex armor is fucking broken. Or not broken, it's just like really strong. And his 4, I honestly haven't seen anyone use this 4 besides just for meme builds. Maybe it's just me.
No, you're right. Yeah.
And honestly, I would give Chroma an actual passive, because his passive is literally his mechanic of, his abilities change on his color, and that just seems kind of cheap in my opinion.
Just like Rhino. Rhino passive sucks. He jumps, and when he falls, he do like a shockwave. That shit sucks. give Rhino a good passive too.
Doesn't Nova have like the exact same passive, only when she gets knocked down, everything else also gets knocked down or something?
Yeah, something like that. And I think there is a bug that you can kill yourself with her passive.
Wow.
You can do self-damage with her passive. I don't know how to do it, but I saw people do it. You can kill yourself using her passive. It's really strange. And yeah, there is a lot of passives in the game that just sucks, that practically don't exist.
Yeah, but besides Chroma, for like a full-on rework, when I say rework, I mean like either buff or get rid of his 1.
Or make
buff
the friend more interesting, like.
Buff his
more
2,
fun.
because at least for Ice Chroma, his 2 is fine, because it gives more armor. Leave his 3 alone, because if you change Vex armor, people are going to riot. And replace his 4 with something else, because Effigy, I don't really see much use of it for a tank Warframe like Chroma. Besides Chroma needing a rework, in my opinion, I would say Frost. Because Frost isn't bad, it's just, remember like way back in the day when everyone brought Frost for like mobile defense and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, his job just got like taken over by Limbo because he got stasis now. And when Limbo doesn't work because there's nullifiers, Gara, because her 4 is just Frost Snow Globe but better.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of Warframes that need like to be looked out again because, like Frost was saying, because a lot of frames like Gara and Limbo, they took their jobs. And yeah, I agree with that.
Otherwise, I'd say every other Warframe is fine, except for maybe changing like one ability a little bit. Like Mesa's 1 is terrible. Loki's 1, they could honestly just buff it by making it so like you throw it down, it's invulnerable for like 5 seconds, and then it dies or some shit like that. Or at least make it function like Rhino's Iron Skin, where it's invulnerable for like 4 seconds, and whatever damage it takes, it gets added to its health or something like that. So Loki, Mesa, maybe Valkyr, because her 1 just feels old. Although I know that some people like her 1, maybe replace it with something else because again, just personal opinion, I don't really see much use in her 1 besides just memes.
Yeah, just memes.
I originally was gonna say rework Nyx, but I've been playing a lot of Nyx lately, and I've had a surprising amount of fun. I don't think she's like rework level, but I still think she could use like a buff or two. Nothing big.
Yeah, I think like Nyx, I think there is a Warframes that really shine in late game stuff. Like there is frames that you use in Steel Path and you see how strong the frame is when you are fighting like high level enemies. That I feel that with Nyx, I feel that with Revenant. They are really good when they are fighting like high level enemies, because people give a lot of shit on Revenant because his first skill that takes an enemy to your side, but that skill is really good when you are fighting like high level enemies and you don't want to like kill Nox level 200 and you take the Nox to your side, and that's really good, help the team like Ezimo units and shit like that. So some frames like Nyx, Revenant really shines in the late game. And yeah, I think people need to give a chance for this kind of frames. Like a lot of people, even Sabushi hates fucking Revenant, but I really enjoy the frame. I think it's a fun frame.
Does he really hate Revenant, or is that just a meme?
I think he really hates Revenant. He like and he was even joking that Revenant, I think it was the first frame that he just delete from his lots of Warframe because he hates Revenant so much. And I think Revenant is a really fun frame. I just think that he needs like a better synergy and his skills. And people give a lot of shit to Revenant, but I think it's a cool frame. I enjoy playing Revenant. It's cool.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me on the whole Nyx thing again, how good she actually is in Steel Path, because when I was clearing Steel Path a few days ago, I was like, fuck it, and I brought Nyx onto an interception in, I want to say it was Series, because it didn't have nullifiers, so I'm pretty sure it was just Grenier. She was surprisingly good at interception, and I was soloing most of Steel Path besides a few boss fights and 1 or 2 mission nodes that had Corpus in them, because honestly, Corpus are fucking annoying at Steel Path.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think the only thing more annoying than Corpus in Steel Path is the Emissary boss fight.
Oh god, I fucking hated it. Jesus Christ. Okay,
man,
so I have a melee Riven for my Reaper Prime that it's a heavy attack build, yeah? So on a heavy attack, it's literally a guaranteed red crit, and regular melee attacks, it's like just yellow and orange crits, yeah? So my Reaper Prime, it does so much damage that whatever doesn't have armor, even in Steel Path, it dies to a single heavy attack, and whatever does have armor, it takes like 40% of its health immediately as damage, and then it dies from the slash procs it takes. So Steel Path, maybe it's just me, but it barely felt any harder than like regular Star Chart content, just because my fucking Reaver Prime Riven is that broken. So every single mob that isn't a boss, I was basically one-shotting either instantly or over time with the bleed proc. Bosses, it took like a few hits, but otherwise they went down just fine. The fucking Emissary boss fight took me like 30 minutes because of how fucking annoying the lamp thing is.
Yeah, took like 30 minutes, 40 minutes to kill that boss. That boss is busted. I don't know what he did with him, but he's crazy. And people want me to fight that boss randomize. They want me to randomize that fight. Like, yeah, go fight the emissary and see what's happened. And that boss fight is a pain in the ass in the Path of Steel. I was like, come on, D, don't do that with me, man. Don't do that. And I think only thing more busted than the emissary in the Path of Steel is the wolf. The wolf, if you summon the wolf, the Saturn 6 wolf.
Oh, you actually did that?
Yes, I didn't. Yeah, if you summon him, he's fucking broken too. So yeah, don't do that. It's a mess.
I wasn't planning on it. I mean, I like the boss fight. It's just when I imagine of bringing him to Steel Path, I'm like, yeah, no, fuck that.
Nah, people told me to summon him on Mott, and like he's like level 200 there. And yeah, don't do that. You're gonna waste your time, and he not gonna drop anything. So yeah, it's a waste of time. People just enjoy me suffering.
Yeah, the only other boss in Steel Path that, or by far, Emissary was the worst in Steel Path. But in my opinion, the second annoying boss in Steel Path was the Jordis Golem in Eris. And I'm aware that's an Arcwing boss fight, but then again, I have like a really, really shitty arc gun, so that's probably why I fucking hated it, because I was basically doing pea shooter damage. Maybe it's just me, because I don't use an arc gun ribbon, if anyone even does, but otherwise it wasn't annoying, more so time consuming.
You know something really funny is that Jordas Golem is an optional boss fight. You don't need to kill him to get the Steel Path stuff. You can skip him.
Really?
He doesn't need to do, yeah, he doesn't need to do the fight.
I was aware there were some optional nodes, but I didn't think Jordis Golem was one of them.
Yeah, Jordis Golem is optional. Just like the Infested Alad, you don't need to fight him on the Steel Path. That's something really funny, because people was telling me the same stuff like, man, I have so much problem with the Jordis Golem fight. I told, no, man, you don't need to fight him. You can skip the fight. I don't know if that's a mistake from DE, or just they don't want you to play the Ashwin content.
I'm going to assume it was a mistake, because I remember they said after they announced Steel Path that they were going to tone down Arcwing missions specifically down even more, because they realized, like, yeah, level 100 plus enemies in Arcwing are going to be busted, so we should probably nerf them a little bit more. And they kind of ended up doing that by making it, like, instead of like plus 100, I think it was like plus 50 or something.
Yeah, I think it was something like that, plus 50. Man, Ashwin content is really something really difficult to balance on Warframe. Yeah, it's a complex thing.
At this point, balance doesn't exist anymore. We already have helmet abilities on the way, so balance just doesn't exist anymore.
Something that I really want to know about the skills that the helmet's gonna give to us. I want to know what skills the helmet's gonna give to us. The helmet skills, not the Warframe one, the helmet. I want to see what skill they're gonna give to us.
They got leaked a little bit, I think. I might be able to pull up the list. I don't know for sure.
I know that's something about if you spend energy, you regenerate all your shields. I saw something like that. And I saw something like if you spend energy, your next skill gets a boost, like more power and shit like that. I saw something.
Okay, so the list is, let me see. Okay, there's, at least going off what they revealed at Tennocon, Infested Mobility, which for 50 energy and it lasts 5 seconds, you get 35% increased sprint speed and 15% parkour velocity. I mean, I guess that might be useful for evasion, because technically when you're rolling or doing parkour, you have like a little bit higher chance of dodging. It's something that I don't think they say anywhere in game, but at least according to the wiki, whenever you're rolling or doing parkour shit, you get like a little bit of damage resistance or something like that. I don't know.
I saw someone saying that in some DE stream about this. I think it was Pablo that told that if you dodge, you gain like something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Empower, 25 energy, increase the power strength of your next ability by 20%.
That's cool.
companion heal, 50 energy, heal your companion by 25% and move it to you. So I guess that means like if your Kubro is like on the other side of the map, you can teleport them to you and heal them. I'm assuming that's what it does.
That skill is like, I don't know about this
If
one.
it can if it can revive them, maybe be useful, but otherwise,
I don't know about this one. I think this one is not that good.
I mean, if you have a build that revolves around the Kavat that can revive you, the vampire one, I forgot what it's called, I guess that would be useful because you could technically never die as long as you have energy. But at the same time, that seems like a really, really specific build that I don't think will see much play. I don't know. And the last ability was rebuild shields for 50 energy with a 12-second cooldown. Recharge 25% of your shields.
That's cool. But I think it's really strange because I remember Scott saying that one thing that he never gonna do in Warframe is put cooldowns.
Technically, they kind of have one already because in Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, obviously, if you spam your 4 abilities too much, then they get locked out and there's a little timer for a cooldown on them.
Yeah. And I think it's really fun that now almost a ton of skills in Warframe have some cooldown or something like that. Because I remember that Scott's like, no, I'm not gonna put any cooldowns in my game. And cooldowns is lazy. Is lazy game design. So
Yeah.
then they put cooldowns in the game. I think it's really funny.
There's a lot of things they say they won't do. They end up doing it like a year later.
Yeah. I loves to do this kind of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm like I was saying to you, I'm pretty hyped for this new update. I hope everything goes all right and people can have a little fun with this new stuff.
One thing that I'm personally surprised that they never mentioned at Tennocon was the creator program because they just recently rolled out like the first wave of people who got accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you haven't gotten an email yet either.
No, I didn't got any email. I'm just waiting to see if they gonna let me in.
Yeah.
But well, let's see. I don't know. My content, like I think I was talking with Sabusha and other people, and I was saying my content is a lot of people were surprised that I was not in the first wave, and I was telling to people that my content is not like something that I don't know enjoys too much. You know, I don't know if shitpost is something that like what I say is I don't know if gonna enjoy have a shit post in the partners program. I don't know.
You're really gonna say you don't know if D likes shitpost content when Shy is literally one of the most popular content creators they have?
Yeah, Shy is not a creator right now.
I know she's not. But I mean, like
choice.
back during the partner program is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, just joking. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they want like specific like me doing this kind of stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But let's see what happens. I'm gonna wait for the decision and see. I think next week they're gonna do a second wave. I think the next week.
Yeah,
and
I'm assuming it's like one wave every week because I remember the little pop-up that you get after you finish applying for the creator program. It says something like, you should expect the reply from us in the next 2 to 3 business weeks or something like that. That was over a month ago.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I think they said they got like at least 200 or some shit, which I'm not fucking surprised. I said last time that if they open this up to artists and Captura artists, they're gonna get like a flood of applications. So I'm absolutely not surprised.
For me, I got more surprised about the artists. I was expecting more people to get approved on the first wave.
I don't think it's not a case of a lot of artists didn't apply. I feel it's more a case of they just haven't accepted many artists this time around.
Maybe you're right, because I really don't know how they are doing the everything. It's really difficult to know what the DE thinks.
No, if anything, if they still don't have that many artists, like let's say 2 or 3 months from now in a creator program, that's when I'm going to start being surprised because there's like a shitload of artists on Twitter who I'm like 90% sure are creator material.
No, there are a lot of people in Twitter with so much talent and so much skill. It's really impressive that he doesn't too many people on the first wave, but I think maybe next wave we're gonna have more Warframe artists, and I hope so because a lot of people with amazing skill that I enjoy a lot to see the drawings and shit like that.
Oh,
I hope
fuck
they.
yeah. I'm still surprised how we have people like Kevin Glint here drawing stuff.
Oh, I hope he joins the content creator because his stuff is amazing.
Personally, I don't think he is because he's been playing more and more Final Fantasy 14 lately, and also because he has a full-time job now drawing for some company. And last time I spoke with him, he said that he wasn't personally too excited with Warframe anymore, although I feel that Tennocon recently happening might have changed his mind a little bit. That's just me though.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people that was like stop playing Warframe got really happy and hyped for this new update, and a lot of people was like, "Man, I want to play Warframe again."
Yeah.
And even my some of my friends that was like, I don't want to play Warframe anymore. Was like, man, I want to play Warframe. Like, I was okay. Let's go. Let's play some Warframe. And I hope the update and everything goes well, because if this update sucks, man, it's gonna be really disappointing. It's gonna be really sad if this update sucks.
If you asked me a year ago about this update, I would honestly tell you it's just Plains of Eidolon 3.0, because I remember when they revealed Plains of Eidolon, everyone was like, holy shit, it's an open world and stuff, and the first thing they really showed off was just the hub area, which they did for Heart of Deimos. Then they went into side activities like fishing and all that stuff, which it's fun, but it's not really part of the main quote-unquote Warframe experience or whatever. And then they got into open world gameplay and stuff like that. Honestly, I feel like, well, at least if you asked me a year ago, I would have said that Heart of Deimos is just Plains of Eidolon 3.0, only instead of all this, we have an open world with nodes in it because they're moving the derelict in there, plus the helmet system, which isn't even part of Deimos itself, it's part of our orbiter, and the necromechs and flying around on those insect things.
I think one of the problem that Plains of Eidolon had in the launch was that the balance in the farm was really messed up. And a lot of people, like Bronzeime, had like a stroke trying to farm stuff there. And I think this make a lot of people get a little about open worlds, you know. But I think Fortuna was the right step when it comes to farm and balance. But I hope they learn from Fortuna and Citus, and with the Infested open world, they do the right thing. And let's go. Let's see what's gonna happen. I hope. Please don't fuck up. Please don't mess up this one.
Yeah, when I saw the leaks about Heart of Deimos being an infested open world, my first thought was, are they going to make an infested nullifier?
Boy, no, please.
I would
Please
actually
don't
be
do that.
mad because, I mean, I like the infested because they're like the easiest faction to fight against because they don't have any bullshit like, well, besides the Moa, which can give armor for the infested, they don't have any bullshit by default like armor or nullifiers or anything like that. Maybe the Juggernaut, but you can kill the Juggernaut easy by just fucking stripping its armor and shit. But otherwise, infested are easy as fuck to kill. That's why I like them. It's like no brain. But throw in an infested nullifier and I would actually fucking break my laptop.
I think Corpus right now is one of the problematic factions, right? The nullifier and shit like that. And I hope with the new infested, they don't like put something like that, you know, the infested nullifier.
Yeah.
I hope not. Please don't do that.
As annoying as nullifiers are, if you ask me what the most problematic enemy in Warframe is, I wouldn't say nullifiers, I would say Energy Leech Eximus. Just because they can spawn literally anywhere, and as long as they're within like a 20-meter range of you, they can just take your energy away without any problem, which I think is stupid because there's no visual indication of them actually doing their thing unless you're actively looking at your energy bar, or you're like, why can't I cast this anymore? And you're like, oh shit, I'm losing energy. So I'm kind of surprised why they haven't updated Energy Leech Eximus enemies yet. Like, I remember way back in the day when everyone was mad about how the Grineer sniper enemies could one-shot you without, like, any indication or anything like that. So what D did was add, like, the little, like, laser beam thing that would say, hey, they're aiming at you. They did that. then
Yeah, yeah.
the commander enemies for the Grineer, there's like a sound notification and there's like a little animation that plays that says, hey, you're getting teleported. So it does happen out of nowhere, but at least you have like a visual and audio cue when it does. No, Energy Leech Eximus, they don't have that. They just do their thing and you don't know about it unless you're looking at the bottom right of your screen like all the time. Which I'm pretty sure they could just fix by making it so Energy Leaks Eximus, if they're doing their thing, they have like a little tether going from them to you, or just make it so they can't drain your energy unless you're within like line of sight.
Yeah, I think they. I love it when Energy Leech take all your energy behind a wall.
Yeah.
Like he's behind a wall and he takes all your fucking energy behind the fucking wall. And I think they need to change this kind of stuff to make more easy to player to see the enemy and take some action to kill the mob, the enemy. Because a lot of people tell this to the like Tiburus was telling that it's just a mess. You can't have an enemy that do that and you can't do anything to like protect yourself. It's really messed up. They need to fix that.
That just feels dumb because I know they explicitly nerfed the Atarax because back when everyone was doing slide melee builds with the Atarax, it was going through walls, especially back when melee range was bigger. At least this was before Melee 2.999 came out, when range on melee was way bigger. Everyone was just slide spam attacking through walls and shit with the Atarax. They nerfed it specifically because they're like, oh, we don't want people to kill enemies on the other side of a wall by just spamming the same thing over and over. That made sense. But if they refuse to like just implement like a little tether that goes from Energy Leech Eximus to you through walls because they're like, no, that doesn't make any sense. That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah. I think they need to do this with some enemies. Like, I remember, I think it was Scott or Pablo, I don't remember right now. They was saying a long time ago that they gonna rework like nullifiers. And one thing that they told is that the bubble that nullifiers make can't go through walls because they're gonna respect the walls and the floor and shit like that. They never did that. Nullifier bubbles still gets you behind walls. You can still get fucked because a nullifier behind a door or something like that. The nullifier still gets you with the bubble. They never fix that. So I think it's gonna take some time until they fix the leech stuff, the energy leech stuff. I don't know how many years the energy leech is in the game and they don't take any action. It's really difficult to know when he's gonna do something to change the game like that.
I feel like they could make nullifiers a little bit easier to deal with by making it so sniper rifles can just pierce nullifier bubbles by default. So if you shoot the nullifier enemy inside, they just die even if the bubble is up. Thrown weapons like glaives make it so if you throw one that's like perfectly charged, like you know what I'm talking about? Like the little circle thing that spins?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, make it so if you do that to a nullifier, it just instantly pops it or something like that. Or to make it easy, just make it so melee heavy attacks can instantly pop a bubble. They don't kill the enemy, they just instantly pop the bubble.
Yeah, they can do something like that, but I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna do anything because they don't put an argument for Hildren that she can pop destroy nullify bubbles with her cannon. I think it's gonna be really difficult to take some action because something that I see from is that they are afraid of the old players, the veteran players. They are really afraid of us because they know that every update, everything that they put in the game, we break or find some way to like glitch the game. So I think they are really, really scared to put something like that, like a way to break nullify bubbles or some way to fight energy leeches or something like that, because they are afraid that we're gonna break the game some way, you know. I think ideas are really, really afraid about.
I mean, it's fine because Warframe's still in beta technically.
Yeah, but sometimes I think they need to see what is fun for the player and some actions that they take in game it's not that good for the fun, and you can have fun in Warframe, right? That's why I think they're not gonna do anything with the nullify bubbles or the energy lead. It's gonna take some time to take some action.
There was actually a question about nullifiers that I got from a friend of mine a month or two back that I've still been thinking about it because I'm not sure what the answer is. Do you think nullifiers counter Limbo too hard?
Nullifiers counter some Warframes really hard. I think nullifiers like destroy Harrow. Harrow gets fucking destroyed by nullifiers. To be honest, in high-level missions of Corpus, it's really difficult to play with Limbo. I think Limbo gets a little counter too much from nullifiers. I think almost every frame that you need to defend a point, you get a little counter, like Gara. If a nullify touch your glass, the glass for skill, you automatically lose that part of the skill. And Frost too, the Frost bubble. If the nullify touch the bubble, you lost everything. I think they need to do something like they did with Nidal. If you have infested stacks with Nidals and you enter a nullified bubble, you don't lose all your infested stacks. You just lose it like a little more faster. And they need to do something like this for Rhino too. Because if Rhino has Iron skill, and he enters in the nullified bubble, he loses all his iron skin. And that's pretty messed up because if you have a build for iron skin and you like get a lot of iron skin, if a nullified touches you, you lose everything. So I think they need to do something like that you don't lose everything. You just lose like half or just, I think that's something like that.
Honestly, I would just make it so, at least for abilities that have duration, like Limbo's Cataclysm or Rhino's Iron Skin or Chroma's Vex Armor, make it so instead of going away right away, just drain like 10% per second or something like that. One thing I've seen floating around was make it so if a nullifier touches Limbo's Cataclysm bubble, instead of popping it right away, just shrink it by like a little bit, either by percentage, like make it so it shrinks by like 20%, or just immediately remove like 20% of its duration.
Yeah, I have a friend that play a lot of Limbo, and always he tells me that you need to do something like that, you say. Because if you try to use Limbo in a Corpus mission, you can't. You just can't. You're going to have problems with your Limbo. And you need to change your build. You can use like that Massimo range Limbo because Nullify is going to counter you really hard. But I don't know if they're going to do something about that because I think the sees Limbo like a frame that is too powerful, you know, because they stop the time. After the Scarlet Spear, I really think that it will be really difficult to DE take some action because they, in the eyes of DE, Limbo is broke because the Limbo break the Scarlet Spear.
I mean, it's their own fault because back when they were reworking Limbo, they decided to give him stasis half like as a joke because I think that was the time when Rebecca was really getting into JoJo, and half because no, seriously, fucking. I remember around the time, I don't remember if it was before or after, but around the time that Limbo was getting reworked, Rebecca was on Twitter. I think she said she was either watching JoJo or she said that she was afraid to admit she's never seen JoJo, something like that. But I know for a fact that half the reason why they gave Limbo stasis was for the JoJo reference, and the other half was because they were thinking, how do we make the Rift useful? And they were like, well, we can't just make it Snow Globe 2.0 because then Frost is fucking dead, even though he kind of is now because Cataclysm is that good besides nullifiers existing. So they're like, let's give Limbo the ability to freeze time in the Rift. And ever since then, Limbo's just been busted in mobile defense.
To be honest, I think the best update on Limbo was that time when he is 4 do a lot of fucking damage.
That was retarded.
That was the best Limbo update.
So many people got mad about his 4 getting nerfed, even though it was absolutely justified because his 4 was so busted. All you had to do was build range and instantly you deleted like an entire room.
It was so fucking funny because there was people that was really fucking mad, like, I can't believe they did that with Limbo. I can't play Warframe anymore because Limbo kills everything. I was having so much fun laughing off that kind of shit because you, like I was saying, like, You put a lot of range, you put a lot of, and just spam 4, you kill the entire map. It was so fucking funny. Man. But yeah, I think that needs to go. They did right removing that from Limbo.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't even the first time that they nerfed something that dumb before. I think it was back in 2016 or 17. It was at least 3 years ago. I want to say it was before Mag got her rework, when we still had fusion cores and stuff, where Mag Shield Polarize, if you built for like power strength, and I think her augment, I'm not quite sure, if you took her to Triton, where everyone was farming fusion cores from the Corpus and stuff, she would immediately delete Corpus just because she dealt so much damage to shields.
I just love this kind of stuff, man. I don't know. I think it's really funny. This kind of balance problems is really funny. I don't know. I just find it amazing. This kind of stuff is really awesome. But yeah, I think this kind of problems that just like Limbo killing the entire map and shit like that need to be balanced, because you're gonna have a lot of people abusing that.
Kind of makes me wonder if they were willing to give us the ability to swap out abilities with the upcoming helmet system in Heart of Deimos when it comes out. So now I'm thinking so they're giving us the ability to basically get one new ability for every Warframe. So if they're willing to do that, does that mean they're willing to give us augment slots in the future? Or at least the ability to just upgrade an ability to just permanently make it augmented.
Man, I hope they give us augment slots.
As much as I want them, I'm pretty sure they won't, because they're afraid they're going to break the entire game. Especially because so many good augments exist, like Negation Swarm for Naros.
Yeah, I think almost augments for Harrow is really, really good. And there is a lot of good augments. I hope they give augment slots, man. Augment slots gonna be something really good for the game, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think that, even though I want it, I'm like 90% sure they're not gonna do it, or at least think about it, until they at least buff the augments that are just bad. Like Valkyr's Ripline augment, where if you use it in the air, it's like free to use like 4 times or something like that.
Yep.
It's just like bad.
I think Pablo was saying that he's not gonna do augment slots. People not gonna do augment slots, that they doesn't like the idea. But I don't know, man. DE changes his mind all the time, so
yeah,
maybe they make augment slots one day. I hope so.
They're probably going to make it some exclusive thing, like once you get Mastery Rank 30, they give you like 1 augment slot.
Maybe they make a new Forma, stuff.
That would actually be interesting, where when they first revealed Umbral Forma, and they're like, oh yeah, if you finish Nightwave, you get 1 Umbral Forma. It's not a blueprint, it's just 1 Umbral Forma. And give it like 5 or 6 months from now, when people can finally reach Mastery Rank 30, DE gives you an augment Forma, like just 1, not even a blueprint, just 1. And they say, okay, so what happens is you can use an augment Forma on any Warframe you want, okay? And if you do, you get a slot just for augment slots, but that's it. You lose the augment Forma once you use it, and your account is reset back to Mastery Rank 0.
It's just like Payday.
Yeah.
You just restart your ranks again. I don't know, man. It's something really difficult to know what DE gonna do. I think they're not gonna do anything for rank 30.
Yeah.
I almost sure that they're not gonna do anything, but I hope they do something. Your idea is really cool. I hope.
No, honestly, it's dumb. That's just me saying that because I waste my time forming Vauban.
You just want a way to justify all the formers. I just want a way to justify everything that I did.
I feel like at one point at DE they were thinking about making it so every single Forma you throw on your Warframe, it increases all your stats by like 0.5%. But then the moment that I did 1,000, they're like, yeah, no, we can't do that anymore.
No, you can make this anymore, because the guy gonna have 1,000.
One retard did 1,000, so if we do that, all the stats go up by like 100%.
You're gonna have a godlike Valban in the game.
Yeah.
No, you can't have that. You can't have that. But yeah, man, I think it's something that I think I was telling you the last time we did the podcast. It's something that I feel in Warframe right now, and I hope this change in the future, is that Warframe needs better rewards, better rewards. And it's something that really pisses me off and makes me like sometimes not enjoy the game so much is because
You get
I think
credits.
I think the reward system is really bad. And like for someone like me that spends like 7 years in the game, and you spend a lot of time in the game too, and you get like 1,000 credits and one forma and shit like that, you get a little like disappointed, because come on, man, I just kill, I don't know, the emissary, 40 minutes of battle, almost a raid, and I got like, I don't know, 100 polymers. That really sucks. So yeah, it's really bad. I hope in the future make the rewards a little better, because the rewards right now is really bad. Because we soon, like you're telling, we're gonna have people that is the maximum rank, the maximum MER in Warframe right now, and what these people gonna get? Like a hug, and like what are you gonna get? Nothing. That's really something really bad. I hope they fix that in the future.
Yeah, I still feel like they can make it so rewards scale with mastery rank, because doing a mission and then getting like a 5,000 credit reward and some nanospores at the end of it, okay, that makes sense if you're like new and you're like mastery rank 7 or 8, that makes sense. But once you already have like a few months into the game and you're already like beyond mastery rank like 25, at that point it's like, it's not a reward, it's just like a thank you for playing trophy.
Yes, it's really bad, because come on, man, you like to play this game like for how much time? You're gonna get like, oh, Railjack was a fucking joke. The Railjack rewards was a fucking joke. The guy, I spent like, I don't know how much credits in Railjack or how much resources in Railjack. I don't remember right now. But come on, man, you're gonna give me like 1,000 credits after I spend like 1 billion credits to build a Railjack. Makes any fucking sense. I'm glad they fixed some of that stuff, but man, it was so bad. To be honest, I don't know what DE was thinking when they do something, some shit like that. It's really strange for me, because I think there is nothing worse for a player than play your game and don't be happy with the rewards. Just don't have fun with what he's getting. Imagine you play like Final Fantasy or something like that, and you play the most difficult raid of the game, and you get like, I don't know, something that you can get like for level 1 stuff, like something really bad after you make like rewards and shit like that. Oh, man.
If it were like that, no one would bother with endgame content like at all.
Yeah, that's why people get like this joke in Warframe that is not, there is no end game, because the reward just fucking sucks.
No, there's one guy in the background who's like, Fashion Frame is endgame.
Because like Eidolon fights, you like spend your time, spend your resource, you get the best builds in the game to kill a fucking Eidolon to get 1 arcane, and people do that over and over and over and over again in one night, and get like, you need so much luck to get a good arcane. So I don't see the point doing this kind of stuff. I think it needs a balance between fun and rewards, and Warframe doesn't have that. And I think this is really bad for the game. I hope one day they do something like that.
Yeah, I would give it like a waiting period of a few months or so, because when they rolled out the Warframe revised update, it was pretty good in my opinion. It just kind of got shit on because Scarlet Spear came like right after it, and the other update like way before that, where they gave like a bunch of Warframe's passives and it updated like a lot of weapon stats and stuff like that, that was pretty good too, because general updates like that where they just do quality of life shit, they usually tend to be good, especially if it's something that people have been asking for like years. And I said it before, but it was really interesting to me and to some other people. When Railjack came out on Warframe, the average active player count on Steam, the peak didn't go up like it did before with Fortuna and Plains of Eidolon. But when the Kuva Lich, not the update, but the update that brought a bunch of revisions to the Kuva Lich system, when that came out 2 months later, then the peak went up.
Yeah, because the idea behind the Kuva Liches is a good idea. The weapons is cool, but the system fucking sucks. For me, the Lich update was the worst update from Warframe for a long time. The Lich update was really fucking bad. Was boring. Like, come on, man. We want to kill like the same stuff all the time, and the reward that you get after do everything sucks. So for me at least, the Lich update was really bad. I tried to enjoy the update. I tried to play the update. I got all the weapons, but for me it was not fun.
Yeah,
And
I had to force myself through getting all the weapons, and as soon as I finished, I just fucking started crying.
yes, a lot of people was trying to farm the cosmetics and the ephemeras and shit like that. I just gave up. I just no fuck that. I just want the weapons, and I'm not even gonna try the ephemeras because the farm is not worth it, and it's not fun. It's not cool. I don't know why waste time with that.
Yeah, when that came out, I actually felt bad for everyone that got screwed over by the grind because when the Kuva Lich update initially came out, I basically finished it and got all 7. I think it was 7, 8. I don't know. It was less than 10 for sure, but I got all the Kuva weapons in just under a week. And meanwhile, I saw there were other people who were getting like the same weapon over and over, like Tactical Potato. I think he got the Kuva art gun like 3 times in a row, something like that. It was insane. I started feeling bad.
I got lucky too with the drops, but I saw a lot of people. My friend got like 5 times the same weapon.
Yeah, because like... this was before they decided, you know, maybe making it so you don't get the same weapon over and over and over isn't a good idea. They didn't do that until the revised update that came 2 months after Railjack. I don't know what they were thinking there.
Man, I sometimes I sit down and think, man, what the East was thinking when they... No, let people get the same weapon like 10 times. That's fun. Let's put in the update. Like, no make any sense. Why are you gonna let the update have something like that? And was like, man, it was really fucking bad. Right now, the Lich system is okay. It's not good. It's not that bad. It's okay. I think they need to fix a lot of stuff to make the Lich system more fun and some way to people play together. Like you get more stuff if you play with more people or something like that. Because in the end, Warframe is a co-op game. And a lot of people just farm the Lich alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think more rewards or something cool when you play with more people, the Lich mode. And yeah, something to make sure the player that he's not wasting his time and not wasting his time. I think they need to fix that kind of stuff. Yeah. To be honest, in the end, I think the Lich system was worse than the Railjack. In my opinion, I think Railjack was but the Lich system for me was way worse.
Nah, in my opinion, the Railjack update was worse than Kuva Lich system. Like the Kuva Lich, like yeah, on release it was bad, but me just being the person where I get used to just being abused and shit, I'm like, okay, this is bad, but I can get used to it. Okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. Then Railjack came out as the buggy mess that it was, and I'm like, oh no. It's actually worse.
I remember playing the Railjack on the first day, man.
Yeah.
What a fucking mess of an update. You know something that I think Railjack can be fun, but they need to fix a lot of stuff.
Have you played Railjack recently?
Last time I played Railjack was last month.
Like, besides doing Nightwave stuff, have you played, like, Railjack at all, assuming that you did all the nodes and your Railjack is basically maxed out with, like, all your intrinsics at 10?
I think I maxed out my Railjack was 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Railjack like I was playing before. I think I touched Railjack like because of Nightwave.
Yeah.
And that is it. I don't play too much. I think Railjack has a potential to be fun. I was playing with some friends, and Railjack can be fun. Like that feeling of what's that name? That other game just like it. It's a Minecraft
Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves. I think you can do something like that for Railjack, but can be fun. But you need to work a lot to make that. And right now, Railjack is, after the last fix of Railjack, I think Railjack is okay, but they need to fix a lot of stuff, man.
I'm pretty sure that if they tried to put in an actual Railjack that connects everything together, it would be a fucking nightmare to program. And I mean, the game already is like, what, 60 gigabytes of storage? I feel like an actual Railjack would be like at least 10.
Yeah, for Railjack to work, they need to do something that connects the game with Railjack. That's the reality. They need to do something that connects the normal game with Railjack. And do something like that is really difficult. And like you're saying, I don't know if DE gonna achieve that. I don't know. It's really difficult to know. And I hope they do. But yeah.
As excited as I am for Heart of Deimos coming out in less than 3 weeks, it's kind of sad how the entire time at Tennocon, they never mentioned New War, they never mentioned Duviri Paradox, they didn't say anything about Railjack. It's like, that none of that exists. No, we're talking about this stuff.
That got my surprise. I was thinking that they were saying something about the New War and the Railjack. Like, Railjack doesn't, in that Tennocon, no one talks about Rail. No one was talking about Railjack.
Yeah, Railjack doesn't exist now. We're doing Heart of Deimos.
Yes, exactly. It was really strange because I was waiting for something big for Railjack. What's the sense you make something like big update like Railjack and doesn't do anything for Railjack? Just let the Railjack there. I don't know. It's really strange for me.
I honestly... Oh man, it just feels a little bit sad how for years they were like, yeah, Railjack's gonna be like the big thing that's coming for everyone. And then it comes out, and not many people were happy with it because it was messed up and stuff. And now, with all the new content they're making right now, they haven't even really mentioned Railjack, like, once.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a little sad to see Railjack, like... That's why, I don't know if Railjack is gonna be just like Ashwing. They're gonna forget about Railjack just like they did with Ashwing. They still didn't make the modular Ashwings that you make yourself the Ashwings. And they just don't talk about the New War. So...
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I get it. They can't really talk about New War or Duviri Paradox or anything new with Railjack because ever since this coronavirus shit started, progress on everything has just slowed down insanely. So now they're working from home and doing all this other shit. Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
It's basically confirmed that everything they were working on has been delayed by like 2 years. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And I even get it, like how when Lunaro was announced at Tennocon like 2017, and when they revealed it, there was just like absolute silence from the crowd because everyone was like, what the fuck is this? And eventually, Lunaro just died. Like, no one really cares about Lunaro. And Rebecca even said it herself on the no-clip interview. Yeah, the no-clip interview. She said, like, we made a mistake with Lunaro, which is fine, but yeah. And I get it. Lunaro was a failure, and that's fine because Lunaro wasn't a big thing. However, Railjack from the start was advertised as a big thing, so when it failed, and then DE is just kind of like intentionally not saying anything about it now because Heart of Deimos is coming, it's like, that's kind of a whoopsie right there.
Yeah, because I think, like you're saying, Lunaro is something that DE can ignore. Railjack is something that DE was announcing like Warframe 2, and you can't run for Railjack like now. It's really difficult for DE run for Railjack right now. And it's like they are hiding Railjack. They're hiding Railjack right now. I hope in the end of the year they do something with Railjack and they try to do something with the Lich, like make it better and more fun. I hope with the next year they like make at least the rewards a little better in the game. There's something that I really want for Warframe right now is that they make rewards, something that make the player enjoy the game with good rewards. And yeah, man, I hope they do this something like that. Yeah. That's my expectations.
In my opinion, and judging by how their development of the game is going because of coronavirus and stuff, I would say that we're going to get like 1, maybe 2 more updates before the end of this year, because obviously Heart of Deimos is coming this month. We're expecting that. They said that Nightwave Act 4 is coming soon. Next month is my guess of when Nightwave is going to end with Act 5. And then Intermission is going to happen after that, which is probably going to be in October, maybe November. So besides that, I would say that Heart of Deimos is going to be the next big update, quote unquote, that we're getting. And then we're going to get maybe one more quote-unquote big update either in October or November. They're not going to do December because obviously they have to take like the holiday off. And they know for a fact they can't give an update and then go on vacation anymore because that's what they did with Railjack, and that did not go well.
That was really bad. I remember when I got surprised that they did that. I think they got a little like, no, we need to make this update quick as possible. And I think that was a mistake because I think they were afraid about the players leaving the game. I think it was Destiny that time was going to Steam. And I think that make a little pressure over the to launch the update as quick as possible so they don't lose players. And that was a huge mistake because Railjack, everyone saw how messed up was Railjack. No one could play with friends because the connection doesn't work. A lot of bugs, like you get stuck in the ships, you get stuck in the space, you get stuck inside your Railjack, you get stuck in your dojo, and nothing was working. It was really bad. So I think they need to take their time and launch stuff like launch the good stuff, you know, not that bug mess that was Railjack and the Lich systems. Oh, the Scarlet Spear. Man, every time I remember of Scarlet Spear, man, oh boy, it's such a waste of potential. Was, yeah, really bad.
Yeah, in my opinion, realistically speaking, the rest of this year, what we should expect, I mean, obviously we're getting Heart of Deimos this month, but I would say the rest of the year is going to be, not including Prime Access, because we're going to get one for sure before the end of this year. Like another one after Naros, I think it's Neja Prime. I don't know. I lost track.
We need. I think that is Neja Prime because if not Neja Prime, people gonna like put fire on the.
Yeah.
Because everyone is waiting for Neja Prime.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, I would say that after Naros, we're gonna get one more Prime Access before the end of the year, and besides that, in Heart of Deimos, it's going to be the end of Nightwave, followed by Intermission, and then one more quote unquote big update.
Yeah, and I think next year is gonna be all about the new war. I hope.
Hopefully, because honestly, I'm fine waiting for content to come out as long as this doesn't have bugs, because I don't want a repeat of Railjack at all.
I agree with you. I hope content that comes out is good content because we get Scarlet Spear and Railjack again. Yeah, man, Warframe is gonna have problems because I'm happy now because with the Tennocon, like a lot of people got hyped for the game. I think it's really good. I hope they do right with this update. Because if we get another Railjack, man, things gonna be really hard for Warframe if they do something like that. I hope not.
Yeah, but really all I care about right now is just getting Heart of Deimos so I can just fucking get something new instead of Photon Strike. I hate this so much.
You're gonna change Photon Strike?
Yes. Yeah. I hate it. I'm starting to hate it more than Vector Pad, honestly.
Hey, don't talk shit about Vector Pad, okay? Vector Pad is really good.
No, it's not. Shut up.
No, but yeah, I think we need something new, and I think the infested stuff and the change the skills of Warframes is something really cool and different. And I hope we don't have too many crazy bugs.
We will. You know it.
Yeah, we're gonna have some crazy bugs. That's for sure. I hope we get some funny bugs because it's gonna be interesting to get some funny stuff.